something massive moves beneath the waves. A shadow longer than a school bus, with jaws powerful enough to crush bone like paper. It's not the megalodon, and it's definitely not the Loch Ness monster. This is the Mosasaur, an ancient ocean predator that once ruled the seas and vanished 66 million years ago. But what if it didn't? What if the Mosasaur had survived extinction and was still lurking in our oceans today? Welcome to FactLabX. Today, we're diving deep to find out, how would the world change if the Mosasaur never went extinct? In 2014, a British tourist sailing through the Gulf of Mexico snapped a strange photo. Something massive broke the surface, long, scaly, and unlike any known creature. It quickly went viral as the Carnival Cruise monster. Many dismissed it as a hoax, but some couldn't help but wonder, could it be possible that a Mosasaur survived the extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs? If it did, but we wouldn't just know about it. We'd fear the ocean because this creature wasn't just big. It was an apex predator, a reptilian nightmare that dominated every marine ecosystem on Earth. So, what exactly was the Mosasaur? Think of a lizard, but on steroids. A distant cousin of modern Komodo dragons, but evolved to rule the sea. Its body was sleek and muscular, covered in thick scales. It had a double-hinged jaw like a snake, letting it swallow prey whole. And its tail, shaped like a shark's, gave it terrifying speed underwater. The biggest of them stretched up to 18 meters, that's nearly 60 feet. That's longer than a humpback whale, and 4 meters longer than a yellow school bus. They were everywhere. From Europe to Antarctica, fossils have been found on every continent. Some species were small, barely a meter long. But the largest? They could take down anything: fish, sharks, whales, even other mosasaurs. In short, they were the kings of the ancient oceans. But how did these giant lizards take over the sea? Their ancestors were simple reptiles that lived near the coast. Around 90 million years ago, they started venturing into the ocean, hunting fish, maybe even scavenging dead animals. Over millions of years, evolution worked its magic. Their limbs transformed into powerful flippers. Their tails became massive engines of speed. And soon, they left the shoreline behind, becoming full-time ocean dwellers. In just 27 million years, they evolved from harmless lizards into some of the deadliest predators Earth had ever seen. Now imagine this. It's 2025. You're sailing off the coast of Australia. Suddenly, the sea goes quiet. Fish scatter. And then, a shadow the size of a city bus passes under your boat. If the Mosasaur still existed today, our oceans would be completely different. Most marine life as we know it, dolphins, whales, large fish, might not even exist, because they'd never have survived alongside a predator like this. The Mosasaur would have shaped evolution itself. Fish might have developed harder scales, whales might be smaller or faster, and the balance of marine ecosystems would have revolved entirely around avoiding this beast. Here's a fascinating fact. Predators don't just kill prey, they shape them. In 2007, scientists discovered that predator-prey battles actually drive evolution, forcing species to adapt or die. So, if the Mosasaur had survived, our oceans might be even more diverse today. New species would have evolved just to survive its attacks. Imagine armored dolphins, super-fast whales, or fish that evolved to hide in plain sight. The Mosasaur would have been nature's ultimate test of survival. But what about us? What if humans had to share the oceans with the Mosasaur? Forget surfing or swimming, that would be suicide. Fishing boats? Gone. Even submarines might be at risk. We'd need reinforced metal vessels just to travel safely. Tourists would flock to see mosasaurs from afar, like real-life sea dragons. But the idea of scuba diving, deep-sea exploration, or even oil drilling would be terrifying. Whole coastal cities might have Mosasaur defense systems, like sonar buoys or underwater barriers to keep them away, and you can bet Hollywood would be making movies about them every year. Mosasaur, The Return, Jurassic Sea, Deep Blue Terror. But one thing's for sure, the ocean would never be considered safe again. Here's something crazy. If the Mosasaur had survived extinction, the megalodon might never have existed. You see, after the mosasaurs went extinct, sharks rose to fill the power vacuum and evolved into massive predators like the megalodon. But if mosasaurs had remained on top, they would have dominated every ocean food chain, leaving no space for another apex predator to evolve. So, ironically, if mosasaurs were alive today, we might never have heard of the megalodon. So what wiped out this ocean empire? The same cataclysm that destroyed the dinosaurs, the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event 66 million years ago. An asteroid struck Earth, triggering firestorms, massive tsunamis, and a global winter. With sunlight blocked and temperatures plummeting, marine food chains collapsed. And without food, even the mighty mosasaur couldn't survive. Their reign ended not because they were weak, but because the planet itself turned against them. It's strange to think about how one event, one asteroid, decided the fate of every living thing on Earth. If the mosasaur had made it through, our oceans might look more like alien worlds. Humans might fear the sea instead of exploring it, and the phrase apex predator would have a whole new meaning. But maybe the ocean still hides secrets we haven't discovered yet. Who knows what still lurks in the deep, beyond the reach of sunlight, waiting to remind us that nature's monsters might not be gone after all. Narrator: so, what do you think? Could a mosasaur still exist, hiding somewhere in the depths? Or are they truly gone forever? If this creature had survived extinction, our world and our oceans would be unrecognizable. But if the mosasaur wasn't the only one that survived, what about pterodactyls? Imagine them flying overhead today. That's a story for another What If, only on FactLabX.